Welcome to the show this morning. Man, I'm reading the comments. They're already on fire. Everybody thinks the sky is falling, the world is in it's pretty amazing to see how divided that we have become, but nothing's actually been done. The United States hasn't run out of options. In fact, I believe what we're seeing right now, the most effective ones are likely the ones we haven't seen yet. More importantly, the ones that you're not privy to. This isn't Iraq. It isn't Vietnam. This is a new kind of conflict designed to force, I would say, like behavior change by breaking the system, not the country. Okay. That's where I really want you to go with this, because what we're seeing and what some of you are not seeing is because you're not privy to this. You're not allowed in the intelligence briefings. You are not allowed into real-time data. There's so many people that are just upset because they're not allowed in this realm. Okay. And it's really strange to see the political divide. Yesterday, there was a No Kings rally. Apparently that was huge, right? That was massive. But what you're seeing right now is exactly what some people want. And they're going to use anything and everything. I say anything and anything and everything to divide you. Both sides. If it leads, it bleeds. Okay. The thumbnail photo is an image of a air base, a U.S. air base that is in Saudi Arabia that was hit by some drone attack. These are unmanned, very inexpensive, probably bought millions of them with the billions of dollars that were given to the Iranian regime by the former president, Barack Hussein Obama. And I've got a poll in the chat right now. Does President Trump need to put boots on the ground in Iran? That's the question of the day. And I challenge anyone, if you can, because I watched a show last night. I went to a comedy show, #1 last night, went and saw John Crist. If you've never seen him, fantastic. Christian comedy. It was pretty amazing. My wife bought the tickets. We had a great time. Her, myself, my daughter, and a friend went. It was absolutely amazing. But what it kind of showed me was you don't need 4-letter words and all this other stuff to be funny. If you need that, then maybe you need to rethink some of your delivery. And then the other thing that it showed me was that people are a little out of touch on some things. And then people also believe that they're privileged for everything. You're entitled to everything, right? The American public, and a lot of you in the chat probably think that the president's cabinet should come out of every classified briefing and say, you know what, Karen, here's the intel brief. Karen, here's the top secret documents. There's a lot of you that probably believe that. Okay. Somebody says that's secret. No, it's not. Just ask Joe Kent. You're allowed to get all of this. Okay. But Iran's regime is being methodically dismantled. I believe we're on day 29 of the conflict. When you turn on the news, you're going to hear a lot of noise. Most of it straight to the boots on the ground. That's the new term, boots on the ground. And the idea that the only way to finish this is a massive Iraq-style invasion. Stormin Norman Schwarzkopf 2.0. But is a ground war really the only tool in the shed? Or is that just some kind of outdated thinking from people who haven't studied how modern power actually works, and may not know what kind of equipment that we've got. I'm going to say this. How many of you remember an operation called Operation Praying Mantis? Operation Praying Mantis. Somebody says, why don't you ask everyone who's ever been a boot on the ground, people who've never been, what, okay, let me grab that comment. I'll grab that comment very quickly. But Operation Praying Mantis, has anyone looked into what this is? I pulled up some old footage from I want to say 1989 is when this footage is from. Let's see if I can show that here, because this is a rundown of Operation Praying Mantis, and I want you to check this out. And we're going to break it down and talk about this, how what happened then applies now, and maybe why some of the former presidents didn't do anything.
What started out Monday morning as a carefully measured retaliatory strike by the U.S. Navy against Iran in the Persian Gulf turned into an increasingly hostile battle, escalating from the firing of shells to missiles. Sailors on the frigate Jack Williams kept a tense watch, holding Stinger missile launchers and other weapons as she and two destroyers sailed in the Strait of Hormuz and the southern Gulf, international waters within easy range of Iranian silkworm missiles. This as 6 other American warships shelled 2 Iranian oil platforms that U.S. officials say have been used as military bases further northwest in the central Gulf. After more than 8 hours of fighting, U.S. ship radar showed Iran was pulling out the stops. The 3 ships sprayed fragments of metal called chaff into the air to confuse the silkworm's radar guidance system, and they maneuvered sharply to get out of the way. It worked. 4 of the missiles fell into the sea. The 5th hit an oil platform. But Williams captain Ed Mann says ships sailing through the strait, especially unarmed ones, should take heed.
That the right of innocent passage in the Straits of Hormuz is not secured yet. And then anybody who goes in there better go in there with their helmet on and their chin strapped fast.
That's going back 40 years.
The destroyer Strauss, meanwhile, launched a Harpoon missile against an Iranian frigate.
So you know you're going back when they're launching Harpoons, and they have actual signalmen working the lights there, running the daylights and shapes and lights. But it went back this far that we have not done anything about this. But to understand this, you've really got to understand the failures from way back then. And the U.S. Navy destroyed half of Iran's operational fleet in a single day. Is that sounding familiar? Is it sounding familiar? So when this starts happening, I mean, at some point, it very well could come to this. Right? I mean, we're getting that. President Trump just extended this pause on the strikes against Iran till April the 6th. Others are going to see this as like a tactical reset. In 1988, we wanted to send a message. In 2026, the goal is, I think, shut down Iran's capabilities, shut down all of their funding, shut down any flow of cash that can come in. But now we're seeing, I think we're seeing a lot of Iranian stuff right here in America. We're seeing the No Kings protest happening right here in the United States. Let me show you this. So this is a post here, ends the debate of the deaths in Gaza. Hamas says that it'll pay stipends to around 50,000 widows killed by the IDF in the war it initiated. By its own admission, this suggests up to 80% of Gazans are dead were terrorist combatants. So now the Gaza, the Hezbollah and Hamas, they're going to pay out, some compensation. Let's go here. This happened just a couple of days ago, where the United States has attacked and destroyed some of the Iranian steel plants, right? So we're lashing out at their infrastructure, their capabilities to produce. That's what's happening. Somebody says, vampires sucking the U.S. dry. Mike, would you like to see a dirty bomb here in the United States produced by the United States? Think about that one. If some of the Iranian comes here, is that our own problem? Is the Clintons, by selling the uranium to Russia trading the uranium to Iran, are we responsible for our own possible bad things that happen here? Satellite images previously seen. You can see the satellite images here. This is an air base in Saudi Arabia that was hit. Look at those aircraft right there. I believe it says those are KC-135 Strato tankers. They're refueling aircraft. Those are American aircraft struck on the runway, the taxi, right? This is crazy. And does it resonate with anyone that the Iranians launched a missile at Diego Garcia? I mean, they put a missile over there for a reason, to test it out, to see how far it would go. Maybe, or maybe they already knew. But you're seeing this, like, these are Americans that are being attacked and injured. Here's another one for you. Look at this one. Total loss of this KC-135. Does that look like Iran's a threat? Is this a threat? What we're seeing right here. Does this change the perspective of possible boots on the ground for anyone? I'd like to get your opinion on that. Why is this happening now? Iran is the primary proxy for China. Iran funds groups like Hezbollah. They shut down the Strait of Hormuz. Iran keeps the U.S. distracted and depleted in the Middle East. At some point, you've just got to either finish it or just walk away. Is it a divorce? I don't know. How many of you think we just walk away and the problem goes away? Does the problem go away if the United States walks away? Here we go. Steven says Iran is bait. Bait for what, Steven? Bait for what? What is it bait for? What is Iran bait for? Let's do this. So we got a poll in the chat right now. Does Trump need to put boots on the ground in Iran? 68% say yes, 32% say no. Let's do this. If we walk away from Iran, what happens? Let's see. Iran will be peaceful. I think China moves in. Or does Russia move in? And let's go with this one. This one will cause a little controversy. Right here. Gave you 4 options for the poll. It'll only give me 4. But I'd like to get your opinion on the 4 that I gave you and why. If we walk away from Iran, what will happen? Does Iran suddenly say, hey, the United States is out of here, let's just go peace mode, full peace mode? Does China move in and take over and just start controlling the flow of everything around the world, global commerce? Walmart would probably like that. Will Russia move in? Will Israel get destroyed? These are American planes right here. No green screen today. I was messing around in my office here and didn't have time to get it set up. But what happens if we just move out? What happens if we leave? And let's go back to World War II. What happens if the United States never got involved? How many of you would be speaking German right now? I think West Coast should be speaking Chinese or Japanese. East Coast should probably speak in German. Because England could not have won World War II without us. France could not survive without us. Think about it. What would have happened there? Bones, what do we look like if we walk away to the rest of the world? I think we look like Joe Biden. I think we look like a country that just sends billions of tax dollars to a terrorist organization. Could you imagine having a conversation with your grandfather? My grandfather's a World War II vet. There's a photo back there of him in his uniform. Could you imagine having a conversation with your grandfather, grandparents? Hey, Gramps, are you glad you didn't serve in the Army during World War II? Are you glad you didn't get rid of Schmittler? Pay attention to your Middle Eastern neighbors. Canada was great in World War II as well. Heidi, I think your time on the island might be over. I don't care about Canada. I just don't care about Canada. And always bringing up Canada whenever it's irrelevant is whatever. Okay, whatever. I'm just going to ignore Heidi. She's probably on the sauce this morning. Probably had a box of wine before breakfast. The only thing that the Middle East and Heidi, I'm just joking with you. Your opinion matters. Just not in America. Because you don't vote here. That's kind of the way I am with what I'm seeing. Let me show you this. Does this resonate with anyone? This is tell me where this is. Tell me where this is. Let's see if you can tell me where this happened. Okay. This is crazy right here. This is absolute insanity.
Out there. That's good. That's good. I want to start by thanking Jessica and the Removal Coalition for bringing all of us together and continuing to push this fight forward. I want to thank all of you for showing up, standing up, and refusing to sit this moment out. So go ahead and clap it up for all of you right now. My My name is Jasmine Johnson, and I am the Executive Director and Co-Founder of Fight Against Fascism organization, better known as FAFO. Because if you...
The Fighting Against Fascism organization, but they're holding an Iranian regime flag. Can liberal women in America get any dumber? Can liberal women in America get, on a scale of 1 to dumb, how dumb are they? 1 being extremely dumb, 10 being geniuses. This is in the United States.
FA, you will what? Precisely. We are a veteran-led but people-powered movement, meaning we believe in everyday people doing extraordinary things to defend their communities. I'm also the lead organizer of March for Democracy. As Jessica just said, we just had our first event on the National Mall last month.
March for Democracy, holding a flag that doesn't believe in democracy. This is Laura Loomer. Fantastic. I don't agree with Laura on a lot of things, but this is good.
On the last day of Black History Month, no less. Yeah, March for Democracy was a movement born from FAFO, but it's built as a coalition of organizations and everyday people who are demanding a government that represents all of us, not just the elite.
Look at all the cute little gay couples that wouldn't be allowed to exist in the country that they're defending.
You can buy their way into power. We are here in DC, the people's district, the face of this nation, and yet the people in power, they don't look like us. They don't live like us, and they damn sure don't fight like us. We've been outside marching, organizing, disrupting education.
They don't fight like us. You're right. They don't look like us. Yes, I don't have blue hair or the nose ring that flickers whenever I get upset.
Building community and showing up where they hoped we wouldn't. Because visibility matters. But if we're being honest, visibility alone is not enough. Attending events and holding signs is a wonderful start, but it can't be the end goal. Resistance is not a moment. It is not a photo op. Resistance is consistency. It is calculated, and it requires endurance. The real work, the work that sustains movements, happens when the crowds go home. That means voter registration, voter education, town halls, lobby.
Loomer Unleashed. Fantastic. They got loomered. Stephen Holt said Iran was bait. Stephen, I'm putting the question up for the chat. What is Iran bait for? Did you ever think that you would see? Yeah, Rashida Tlaib was probably, yeah, she was getting moist watching that. That's a word I don't like to use, moist. But you're probably right. Are you starting to understand this now? Do you think that the Chinese would be behind any of this? Do you think North Korea? Do you think Iran? Do you think any of our enemies would be behind that? Do you think they would be behind any of that? Somebody find me the clip of Donald Trump saying that he would never put boots on the ground. So somebody do that. I'll give you a free membership. Free membership. I'll probably send you I've got a stack of $2 bills back there. I'll send you a $2 bill. And if you believe in God, I'll send you a Bible. Stephen doesn't have a clue what he's talking about. Oh, come on. Everybody in here is an expert. Everyone's an expert. I'm not an expert. I say all the time, I'm dumb. I'm a dumb redneck from Lower Alabama that just happened to serve on a submarine. I don't even know how I got qualified submarines. I don't know how I got my dolphins. I have no idea how. Right? No clue. Texas Honey. Can we have boots on the ground here? Martial law, anyone? I don't think the people that say they want martial law understands what martial law is. Texas Honey. I don't think you understand what martial law is. I think that there's a couple of terms that are thrown around way too often. Martial law and treason are two words thrown around way too often. But hey, what do I know? What do I know? I don't know anything. I am, like I said, a redneck from lower Alabama. I stare at the sky and say, airplane, airplane. Here we go.
Meanwhile, the Pentagon is reportedly preparing for weeks of ground operations in Iran as 3,500 American troops arrive in the Middle East.
Trey Yanks is live in Tel Aviv with the latest. Trey, good morning.
Yeah, hey guys, good morning. After 4 weeks of war in the Middle East, the conflict grinds on. Reports indicate the United States is preparing for possible weeks of ground operations inside of Iran that would include thousands of U.S. service members. Over the weekend, the USS Tripoli, manned with 3,500 troops, including 2,500 Marines, arrived in the CENTCOM area of operation. If an operation is ordered to seize Iranian oil facilities or enriched uranium, it's expected that both special forces and conventional forces would be used. This does come as the
The enriched uranium is the part that really, really resonates with me. What if you put some enriched uranium on a drone? Drones are cheap. Is that a dirty bomb? If you were to put some enriched uranium on a drone? Ben, you spent hours getting those dolphins. You wore them proudly. Did they tack them on or had they gone that way? Yeah, they were tacked on. Hazing was a thing on submarines. When I qualified in 1990, I had a lot of cuts in my chest. Yes, they were tacked on. Actually, my commanding officer tacked them on first, or maybe the chief of the boat. I think it was chief of the boat.
States and Israel launched a series of strikes against Iranian military infrastructure over the weekend, including hitting Iran's nuclear development facilities.
In Operation Rising Lion, we hit very hard the entire chain of nuclear production in Iran. We hit everything from the production capabilities in the factories, all the components, to the centrifuges and beams, and so on. The entire production chain was hit. It was affected. It was delayed, but it was not completely destroyed.
With the Israelis looking east, they're also looking north to the Iran-backed Lebanese militant group Hezbollah. You can see some ground forces that are going from northern Israel into southern Lebanon just over the weekend. That U.S.-born Israeli soldier, 22 years old, killed in a Hezbollah rocket attack. Hezbollah has continued to launch dozens of rockets over the border into northern Israel each and every day. And the Israelis today say that they last night went into southern Lebanon through southern Syria, an indication that they are taking the fight to Hezbollah.
So it sounds like Iran really wants a peace deal by continuing to launch stuff. Michelle says, no, I'm not putting troops anywhere, he told reporters in the Oval Office on Thursday when asked about ground troops, but quickly noted, if I were, I certainly wouldn't tell you. So did Trump say he's not deploying troops? I don't think that classifies as anything. Nuclear dust from the Who the F was that calling U-boat Commander Ben Dykes a barnacle? I'm happy to be a barnacle. I'm happy to be your punching bag. A lot of the trolls in the chat have sad lives. And, you know, that's just the way it is. Slammin' Salmon, Johnny, those people. They come and go. But we don't go anywhere. Where the hell is BB? Probably leading his country, probably exacting revenge for what happened October the 7th.
Trump
Everybody
says the Middle
forgets
East
that.
is closer than ever.
Everybody forgets why this is important. And if Mexico were to do to us what Iran did to Israel, how many of you would want revenge? How many?
Trump says the Middle East is closer than ever to being free from the Iranian regime and its threats. This as CENTCOM announcing today an additional 3,500 U.S. troops have now arrived to the Mideast. Our Lucas Tomlinson is live from the White House with the latest developments. Hi, Lucas.
Good afternoon, Aisha. And over 2,000 of those Marines are aboard the USS Tripoli Amphibious Ready Group, which CENTCOM says is now in the Arabian Sea. And while speaking in Miami, President Trump had a very specific number in mind about how many more targets there are to destroy inside Iran.
We're just floating over the top looking for whatever we want, and we're hitting it. And we have another 3,554 targets left. And that'll be done pretty quickly. And then we, at some point, we're going to have to determine what we do.
Recall, the White House said this war will last 4 to 6 weeks. Today marks 1 month of this war kicking off inside Iran. Now, after another B-2 strike in Iran, those missions flown around the world from their base in Missouri, Secretary of State Marco Rubio thinks no ground troops will be needed.
We can achieve all of our objectives with our ground troops, but we are always going to be prepared to give the president maximum optionality and maximum opportunity to adjust to contingencies should they emerge.
So Rubio says we might not need ground troops, but we're putting them there to give the president options. Okay. I see what's happening here. Okay. I like this. I like that we're not specifically locked into one move. Let me ask you this. I got a poll in the chat. If Mexico did an October 7th, let's say on Texas, would you want troops on the ground in Mexico? If they did an October 7th on us as a neighbor, would you want troops on the ground to exact revenge? Interesting, right? That's a real conversation to have. That is a real one. War will last like 4 to 6 months. Clowns to the left, clowns to the right. Ricochet, one of the clowns. Welcome back. How much is left? Well, Donald Trump said 3,554 to be exact. And I do like that he absolutely was exact on what was left. Or what other things need to happen. I think that's pretty good. I don't think any other president before has given you a specific number. I don't think Joe Biden could remember his birthday. Who would you rather have in charge right now? Biden? Obama? Kamala? 96% of you agree that we should do what we're doing to Mexico if they did on October 7th. 4% say no. So 4% of you are cooks, simps. You'll sit in the corner and watch what happens. I don't know. 4% of you would not want to defend the United States of America if what happened there. Okay. Let me ask you this. Do we have sleeper cells in the United States? 1 for yes, 2 for no. Let me ask that question. Do we have sleeper cells in the United States? The 4% were the No Kings rally. Yeah, No Kings rally was a giant success yesterday. I think they interviewed some bananas on the street. Okay, so I'm seeing a lot of ones in the chat. So we have sleeper cells here in the United States. Okay, here's a question for you. 4% are simps. Yeah, I agree. If we have sleeper cells in the United States, who is responsible for the sleeper cells? Who's responsible? I'm not even going to try to sway this conversation. Post the name of the country that you believe is responsible for the sleeper cells. Is it China? Is it Mexico? Is it Canada? Is it Puerto Rico? Is it Cuba? Puerto Rico's a territory. You know what I mean. Is it Russia? Previous administration? Whoever used the auto pin, Biden administration, Somalia? Are they sending over brothers and sisters? Has it become a family matter? Have the sleeper cells become a family matter? You might be right about that. I mean, it's almost like we have our own sleeper cells working at some ICE facilities here in the United States. This is a ICE facility in Portland. Look at what these clowns are doing. This is in the United States. Look at this is Portland. What is wrong with these people? What in the hell is wrong? He's got on sappy plates, and they need hockey helmets. Look at this, Portland. Oh, somebody says it's Los Angeles. Is there really a difference? Sorry. I don't keep up with my my horrible cities lost to the woke mind virus. Wouldn't it be nice if these people cared as much about America as they did illegal aliens? Different states, same loons. Yeah, that takes exactly right. I mean, this is here in the United States. We just saw the Iranian regime flag outside of the White House. Do you think any of them would fight for our country? Bear spray would be effective. I am beyond the less than lethal stuff right now. I think I've moved on from less than lethal. This is all Trump's fault, though. All Trump's fault, right? Trump has a way of getting blamed for everything. Let's do a poll in the chat. I like the polls here. Not those kind of polls. Code Pink Karate. That's funny. Authorized live rounds. I'm at that point right now. I am beyond what's happening. Ben, I'm just asking questions. I love this country too. There's nothing wrong with questioning the government. I don't think there's anything wrong with questioning the government. Who is questioning those people? Who are they working for? Who is paying them to go and protest? Who is funding the protest? Anybody got any answers on that one for me? Because that's one that I can't figure out, is who is actually paying for this. Somebody says Soros, ACLU. Okay. All right. Okay, I got you. You could be right about that. Soros, ACLU, anti-American billionaires. There's a lot of them. There's a hell of a lot of them. It looks like we're about to find out, though. I think the money train has been discovered. Look at this. This is a story came out last night. Buckle up, Trans Tifa.
From these 500 groups with, get this, a $3 billion budget collectively. And where does their political influence, their political contributions, and their, individual employee donations go, but mostly to the Democratic Party. And that's why we see this silence. And unfortunately, they pull their punches on the issues that matter to you, for example, that you just cited, because that would mean turning against the Democratic politicians that they're trying to keep in power.
Wow. So this right here, just confirmed, No Kings protests are funded by 500 organizations, $3 billion in annual nationwide revenue. Fox Investigative found out George Soros, Neville Singham linked groups and nonprofits. Marxist groups are involved, including the Party for Socialism and Liberation, People's Forum. It's being called staged managed production. We all knew it was staged and funded. Eric Doherty, great coverage there. You're starting to understand. Let me ask you this. Would it be crazy to think that Iran would have helped fund some of this? Is that a reach that Iran would have funded some of this? Is it a reach that China would have helped fund some of this? We have an elected president. Are those No Kings leftists planning to install Kamala? That's a great question, Nina. That's a good question. I don't know who is planning to install who, but things are getting hairy. I want to play this. And I don't know if you like this guy. I don't really care if you do. Listen to the information, what he's saying right here.
Troops on the ground. He said no troops on the ground. I don't remember that in any campaign speech either. But why would we need troops on the ground? Well, there's a lot of reasons, and we wouldn't need 300,000 of them. It's this uranium, too. We've got to get the uranium. If it cannot be destroyed, if it cannot be altered, we got to get it. For the reason I just said. You can make dirty bombs, and over time you can still make sophisticated missiles. So you need to get to the uranium. That's why I'm reading in the paper, we're talking about the 82nd Airborne, we're talking about these various special forces and the various military services and so forth. He's not talking about sending regular army and infantry in by the hundreds of thousands. The men he's talking about, the units he's talking about, they are specialized. And you know what else? I remember from my days in the Reagan administration. Many of them are trained for a moment like this to try and secure enriched uranium. Many have been trained for moments like this.
Why would we train members of the military to do something and then not have them do it whenever the need arises? How important do you think retrieving the uranium is? The 440 kilograms for you Canadians, that's 1,000 pounds. Let me do this. Let's do this. Should we be worried about the uranium? Poll in the chat. 1 for yes, 2 for no. Let me ask you this question. If something like a dirty bomb, black swan event were to happen, would that change your mind? Do you need something like that to happen to change your mind? Could you imagine if the uranium was in those planes that hit the Twin Towers? How would that have changed things? I think that could have changed things a lot. Stephen, yeah, we got to get the uranium, you know, like the uranium that was in Iraq. Remember that uranium we got? Stephen, your time on the island has ended. Thank you. The contrarian garbage, it will only go so long. Okay. Mark Levin's a historian, like him or not. He has a lot of knowledge. Nina, Nina, your time on the island is over. Thank you so much for your ability to make me feel smarter. God bless you. When you surround yourself with smart people, your iron sharpens iron. When you allow dumb people to come into your home, which that's what they do, you feel dumber. So goodbye, Stephen and Tina or Nina, whatever her name is. Y'all get a room down at the local Window Liquor Society. Have a nice day. Should we be worried about the uranium? 93% say yes, 7% say no. If you're not worried about the uranium, tell me why not. Tell me why not. Why would 1,000 pounds of a nuclear yellow cake? Yeah. The body odor at the No Kings rally is more dangerous than the uranium. Whoa. I got to give you that one.
Amen. Hallelujah. And boom shakalaka.
I'm going to give you that one. The BO at the uranium is not there. Okay. What would they be spinning up at those nuclear facilities then? Who said that? Tom Johnson? Royal Flush, Johnny Ballgame. Is Johnny back again? Are you kidding me? Hold on. No, he's not here. Johnny's not here. I had to like go in and permanently get rid of Johnny. Here's one for you. I want you to see this. And these are some of the people that some of you might have followed. These are the Jihad twins. Tell me what you think about the Jihad twins here. Or Haji twins, whatever you are they called? I think it's spelled Haji twins. Here you go. Haji twins. Kick it off.
If it wasn't for Israel, we would have a entire different relationship with the Muslims. Yeah, I got Muslim friends, and I think we have a lot of things in common with them. Like they have a lot of high regard for Jesus and the Virgin Mary. We have things in common with these people. It's like we have nothing in common.
Well, you raised this earlier, and I didn't get.
According to the Jihadi twins, we as Christians have more in common with Muslims than we do with the Jews. We Christians who believe in a Jewish Messiah who was revealed to us through Jewish scripture that came through Jewish prophets have more in common with the people who want to see both of us dead than we do with the people who gave us the foundation of our faith. The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Yeah, checks out.
The Jihadi twins. Okay, I like that one. I stopped watching them. I don't know. I don't know. Somebody said Iran was paying for their car giveaways. I didn't know they gave away cars. Has anyone ever won a car in the chat? Did you ever win a car? It's interesting to see how many people still follow that. Durga something. What are they? I don't know who they are. I don't know. Just two twin brothers that I don't know. I think one of them's a veteran. I think maybe one or both actually served in the United States military. I really believe that. It's odd that they did, but apparently they did. They served in the United States military. I don't know what to think about some of this stuff about how some people suddenly flip at the absolute easiest opportunity is what it seems like to me. What a disgrace. You could be right. You could be right. Both served in the Marines. There we go. Salute to them for their service. Then what happened? I thought the old phrase, once a Marine, always a Marine. They used to call themselves conservative twins. Okay. Okay. Take some calls this morning before I go to church. One is an ex-Marine. He was in both places, I think. Okay. They're as legit as Governor Wes Moore's Bronze Star. Is that the Maryland governor, I think? Do you have to agree with everything said in this chat? No, Tom, you don't. You don't at all. Tom, call in. Kerry, Ohio. What you got, Kerry?
Good morning, Ben.
Good morning, sir.
I just kind of wanted to remind people that we've been through this before about the nuclear stuff and the breakup of Russia. There was all them nuclear warheads that were all over, and nobody knew where they were at or what was going on with them. And to this day, I still don't think we know. There's been no dirty bombs and, anything that I know about that. But I just wanted to put that out there that we've been through this before.
So would Russia?
Yeah, when the Soviet Union broke up. Yes, sir.
I don't think the Soviet Union broke up.
Well,
I think the wall came down in East Germany.
Well, yeah, but then you had all the breakaway states.
Whenever it went to USSR into the individual countries. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay. So what do you think that some of those, do you think that the actual Soviet Union allowed those other countries to have those nuclear weapons?
I don't know. That's the part that I'm trying to say is I don't know what happened to them, and evidently we don't either. But it never came to anything. But the Iranians, we definitely need to secure that the uranium that's over there. We definitely need to secure it, whatever it takes.
Okay. Who do you believe is responsible for the sleeper cells if they exist here in the United States?
I believe it's the Biden administration for letting all them people come in.
Would it be kind of a reach to believe that some of those sleeper cells would like to get their hands on some of that uranium and create some dirty chaos here?
Yes, sir. That's their intention.
Thank you for calling, Kerry. God bless you. Line 2. What do you got, line 2?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Yeah, I think if we don't put boots on one of them little islands, I don't think it's going to be what we want it to be. We got to take these islands. I was part of Operation Allied Force, air war over Kosovo, no troops. That's not the situation. Whether it be 82nd Airborne or whoever, we need troops. What do you think, sir?
Where would you put troops on the ground, boots on the ground first? How would you deploy boots on the ground there?
Probably Karg Island. I'm not an official planner, but just on my experience, I think I would take that island and maybe once that's secure, almost like we did in the Pacific, island jumping. Obviously, you remember that, island to island. We're not going to be doing the same thing, but we got to take these islands. I don't think how we do what we are required to do without those troops on the ground. And I don't want to see, I'm a vet. I don't like to see war battles, but you got to do what you got to do, sir. What do you think, Biker?
I don't know where. I don't believe that you put boots on the ground on that island as the staging area, the dropping off point. I believe if you do anything in that area, just my opinion, that you would use the assets that we have there with Saudi Arabia first, or Kuwait City just across the water. Thank you for calling. Let's go line 3. What do you got, line 3?
Hi, how's it going, Ben?
Great. Good morning.
I find it really problematic how people in this country, and don't take it as me knocking on everybody in this country, I just take it problematic how it seems like in this country, everybody feels like nothing could happen to America. Well, the thing is because we're the biggest country, there's a lot of people that want to get something on us. And
I don't know where you're going with that. I don't know where you're going with this.
Well, it's like when you were saying that, it seems like some people can't be convinced until something happens.
I agree with that.
That's what I'm getting at.
Okay, I got you.
It seems like that's the only way you can convince some people is because we always forget. It's kind of like the 9/11 thing.
So you think it would take a disaster happening here before we actually saw some pushback?
Yeah, and even then, you would still have sympathizers. It's kind of sad to think about, honestly.
Let me ask you this. When you see people with an Iranian flag outside of our Capitol, is that not bad enough? Thank you for calling. Line 3, go. Turn the audio down in the back. I'll hang up on you. That's okay. I'll hang up on you if you can't turn the audio down in the background. It's okay. Let's go. Try it again. Line 2. Troll under the bridge. Go ahead. I had to hang up on the other person that was licking windows. What do you got? Why? Oh, hold up. Hold up. I got no audio here. Hold on a second. Hold on. Let's go here. I think I'm out of the audio there for a second. Let's go. Let's see here. We'll get the audio back. I think we lost some audio on that caller whenever he hung up. No problem. We'll get that back on there real quick. Let's go here. Let me try to get some audio back. Whenever that disconnected for I don't know where that guy was calling from. Maybe he was calling from damn Iran. I have no idea. I don't know where that guy was calling from, but it was a weird disconnect there. Weird disconnect there on that call. Feel free to call back, whoever that was. I think that was Troll Under the Bridge. Caller had one assignment. Yeah. Thank you for letting me know that. Mom's basement. You might be right. Let's grab this one. Troll Under the Bridge. Thank you, Troll. That last caller, I had like a couple of weird clicks whenever he hung up. Go ahead, Troll.
Hey, I've been noticing a lot of black pill doom buffoons in the chat today screaming, Israel this, Israel that, America first. The thing about that is when you got to be, look at yourself this way. When you're going through tough times in life, you need those good friends to look out for you, encourage you through life to help you get through those times, get things back in order. We have a lot of things disarrayed here in this country right now. Israel is one of our top allies and friends. So is Japan and a few other ones that I will name. And they've been behind us and they've been looking out for us while we're trying to get our things together. And if you don't have them, it's not America first in the end. You have to have them. Otherwise, it's just all going to fall apart. When we got 30 to 50, maybe more other countries gunning for us and they're trying to get together to take us down, you need those few good friends to look out for you.
Let me ask you a simple question. What has Iran ever helped us with?
Not one damn thing. The only thing they've done is help themselves to taking our people hostage and then taking our money.
Well, thank you for calling, Troll, and sorry about the disconnect. I don't know where that last caller was from. He might have been calling from freaking Shitholistan. I have no idea. Thank you, sir. God bless you. Let's go here. We'll give you one last try, and then I'll block your number. He might have been calling. Nope. Let's just go ahead and block that one. Okay, blocked. There we go. You obviously can't turn audio down where you live at. If you can't find the remote control, then there you go. Full-blown MAGA, go.
Hey, buddy. I got a few things I want to talk about. This No Kings rally. Let's put this into perspective. 342 million people in the world, only 8 to 9 million of us are crazy. And that's going with high numbers.
Okay.
Basic training, boot camp. I remember I was 17. My parents signed, let me in 79. I remember guys crying when they found out we were supposed to be going direct. My recruiter lied to me.
So do you think people would deploy on the streets quicker to defend illegal aliens than they would maybe stopping something horrible coming to the United States? It's pretty crazy. Thank you for calling. God bless you. God bless you. Thank you. Where do you think, chat, that if we did deploy troops, where would they go? I believe Kuwait City. We had a naval port there. I think it was called Shuaibah was the name of the deep water port. That's where all of the equipment went north from or into Iraq. I believe it's right around here is where Shuaibah is. Yeah, this is Shuaibah, the deep water port where we brought basically the military sea lift command brought all equipment in and out of here. Any army tanks, any heavy equipment went there. But where do you think strategically we could deploy boots on the ground? A lot of that is going to be coming through the med here. You can see audio's 5x5. Thank you so much. Yeah. A lot of that stuff is going to be coming through the med and then the Suez Canal. You've got Israel. You have Lebanon. I think that is a hell of a journey to put troops across east to west Iraq. I believe you've got to come around to this area into the Gulf of Oman, right in there into the Straits. But then you risk the Houthi rebels in Yemen affecting that. You've got Pakistan, Afghanistan. I mean, look who their neighbors are. That's where I don't know, and I don't get paid enough to know, and I'm not in the intelligence briefings to make those decisions. But where do you get that? Where do you get the upper hand or the leverage to put boots on the ground? In the chat, where do you think you put the boots on the ground at? I believe Kuwait, Bahrain. We've got a Navy base in Bahrain. We've got a Navy base in Kuwait, or a deep water port. But to get to the deep water port, you have to go through the Straits of Hormuz. It is a tactical choke point. To quote Ted Nugent, stranglehold. It's a stranglehold, to quote Ted Nugent. It would have to be Kuwait as a bordering nation. Trump told us we have complete air domination. No place. You're a crazy person. I guess I'm a crazy person. I'm going to tell you this. Whatever decision is made, I'm going to be in support of the troops that are there. Stranglehold is one of my favorite songs ever written. I would agree with that. I got to meet Ted Nugent and tell him that. And I told him, look, Ted, when I was in high school, I smoked a lot of Devil's Lettuce listening to Stranglehold. I'll just say that. I did. I got a drug waiver when I went in the Navy. I'm not afraid to admit it. I'm not afraid to admit it. Let's turn on the phone calls here again. Lines are open, 615-475-7864. Let me know what you think or where you think we would get boots on the ground there. Line 2.
Let me know what you think.
Okay, I am going to just let me block this person. Go ahead, Mark. Go right ahead.
Yeah, Ben. Hey, no one's talking about that Chinese balloon that went across our country.
We've talked
when
about that.
Biden let it go all the way through our military installations
We've talked
from
about
the
it.
West Coast to the East Coast.
We have talked about it here. We have talked about it.
Yeah, I know you have, but it's just scary that, now they got this technology that they're flying drones over our military bases, That's what really scares me, that we don't have nothing to stop it. Like you said before, there were some, they couldn't
Mark,
get into the drones.
Mark, I'm going to slow you down. You really think we can't stop the drones, commercial drones?
Oh, yeah. I'm worried about the military drones.
You think we can't stop the military drones?
No, I know we can. I know we can.
Why would you say we can't stop them then? Why would you say that?
Well, I didn't say we can't stop them. I just say I'm worried about them flying over. There was drones flying.
There are two words.
Swarms.
There are two words that are very, very specific. Can't stop or won't. Thank you for calling, brother. God bless you. Line 3, go right ahead.
Yes, hello. I called Barksdale yesterday.
Okay.
And I got a hold of security.
Okay.
And you know what I was going to talk about the drones. As soon as I started, he said, "Sir, please call public affairs." And
Yeah,
that
of
was
course.
as far as I got.
Yeah, that's how the military works. You do talk to public affairs.
So that was that. That's as far as I got. And it's unfortunate, but they need to be able to shoot these things down.
They have the capability. God bless you. Line 2, go right ahead.
Hi, Ben. Good day. How are you?
Amazing. What would you like to say?
Well, I'm 11 Bravo retired, and I'm looking at the map with you in the chat, and you said about the troops coming in. I think it's going to be a combined effort here, Ben. We're going to drop in so many places. It's not just going to be like centered on say one area, like say Kuwait or the UAE or even Saudi. I think it's going to be a coordinated effort between several armies from several different nations and countries. And it's going to treat it like this. If you got a piece of candy bar on the sidewalk, the ants surround that candy bar from all sides, okay? And I think they're going to smother it, just like they do that candy bar. They're going to do the same thing. They're going to smother Iran, and they're going to have no choice but to surrender at that point.
Let me ask you this. You've got some experience, boots on the ground, legitimately.
Yeah.
How the city of Natanz is where this nuclear facility was, where they were spinning up the missiles. It is inland by about 250 miles, it looks like. 250 miles inland. It's about 180 miles south of Tehran, their capital.
Gotcha.
How do you get troops in there to potentially or try to extract this nuclear material? How would you do that?
Okay. And that's a great question. And without giving too much of our military secrets away, because I don't like to do that at all, like you, my brother, but keep in mind, the U.S. military, we can drop in at 1,800 feet. Do you know how low that is?
Very low.
And, oh, that's correct, sir. So if you're dropping it at 1,800 feet, look at the map. You got 6 battalions. You don't even need 6. We'll go with 3 battalions. North, south, east, and west at 1,800 feet coming in. They're going to shit themselves. And then at the same time, this is going on, brother. They're also in the strait. They're also in the straits. And they're also on the outer edges of Iran. It's not just going to be centered. It's going to be like I said, it's going to be a multiple countries going and against this. It's not going to be just us. It's going to be several. Israel's going to be hitting him from the Israel border.
What
So
I
they're gonna be
see
freaking-
here,
Yes,
I
sir.
just brought up the map of the Natanz nuclear facility. So here's the facility. The facility has been very strategically located on the eastern side of this mountain range. Look at this mountain range here. And the Natanz facility is very, very specifically located on the eastern side of, they knew what they were doing when they put this here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well,
Yes, sir. They did.
Anybody that thinks the Iranians are stupid, they have underestimated these people.
They have drawn out a schematics. But you know what? That's going to change as soon as you get. I'm telling you, when all the nations get involved, they're gonna panic. As it is, they have to. Ben, you know this as a submariner. They've had to go through or depleted some of their technology. I mean, from what reports say that they're running low on stuff. So I think if we surround them like a bunch of ants, and I think they're going to panic, and I think it'd be over. Our military, we're tough, we're strong. We can hang in there. You'll see. It'll all turn out in the end.
Thank you for calling, Levin Bravo. I always appreciate your feedback and your experience. Thank you for calling.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
God bless you. I don't say go Army lightly, but it says temporarily closed. Google Maps has it temporary closed. Oh, I hope that's a troll. But you look, the lines are open. I'd love to get some feedback here. But looking at the location, it is on the eastern side, the northeastern side of that mountain range. I love that Iran has a national park. Oh gosh, the trolling is amazing. The trolling is amazing here. Temporarily closed. Are you seeing this now? I don't know how you extricate. Is extricate a word? Did I just make up a word? Line 2, go.
Hey, Ben, this is Bobby.
Yeah, good morning.
You know, do you think maybe that they may be taking their time about the uranium because, you know, they could have that thing wired to blow up right there while they're on the ground?
You might be right. You might be right.
I mean, that's a very strong possibility because they've been killing their own people for 47 years. It's going to be nothing for them to push the button to blow that entire area up.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna trace the map here and see how far this is.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you got to think about that.
I mean, that is a hell of a location where it is on the other side of this mountain range. Here's something that looks interesting, and I'm not sure what this is. This is just north of this. Look at this mountain range here. I mean, it's sheltered on, it looks like 3 sides. And then to the far east of it, you have Afghanistan. You know,
I mean it's a hell of a trap. I mean, how are you going to get out? You know, just dropping in is one thing. Dropping out is another.
This is not Venezuela. This is not Venezuela.
Right.
And I mean, I do believe our special forces have every capability and some that we don't even know about. But is this a strategic trap?
I think it is, honestly.
I just don't know enough.
Taking Cargill Island because that's where they get their money from. Once we get control of that, then they can work on, you know, taking care of everything else. But these mullahs, they're not dumb. They know what they're doing. That thing is wired. It's got to be because they don't seem too concerned about us taking that.
They don't really, do they? Bobby, thank you for your call. God bless you.
All right.
Bobby in Tennessee, always a great caller. I mean, look at where this is located. It's very central to everything. Veterans, branch of service in the chat. Feel free. Anybody wants to call in that's got some information maybe on this or a perspective. Line 2, go right ahead.
Good morning, Ben. Joy from Wisconsin.
Good morning.
You know, would I be wrong for saying that once we kept bombing them and not stopped? Am I wrong for saying that? Tell me
Bobby,
if
I don't think you're wrong. I don't think you're wrong at all. I think here's what limits us compared to other countries for winning wars. It's a little word called humanity. And we had a general that knew when to put humanity on the back burner, George Patton, and we play too nice.
Agreed.
We play too nice. War is not, I mean, he wasn't called, he wasn't called blood and guts because he was passing out hugs. But
yeah, you know, we need Schwarzkopf back.
I don't know if I mean, this is a ground battle, but you can't get tanks in there. The beauty of Kuwait and Iraq was the flatness. This is a mountain range surrounding this on the east, surrounding it to the west. Looks like it's in some kind of little valley there. I'm sure on the tops of these mountains, the Iranians have stuff on the top of those mountains that would impede any sort of, military operation. These people are not stupid. They're not
No,
dumb.
I agree with your last caller. Your last caller was right. It's a setup, man. Just keep bombing them.
It seems like a trap. It's like, I think Muhammad Ali and George Foreman. Muhammad Ali leaned on the ropes for 10 rounds and he let George Foreman wear himself out. He actually let he didn't let him. George Foreman broke his jaw. And then Muhammad Ali was like, he's wore out. Now I'm going to drop him. Are they doing the same thing to us? I mean,
100%.
Damn, this is crazy. Thank you for calling. I appreciate it. God bless you. God bless you. I don't know, guys. This is, I don't know if this is a strategic rope-a-dope. Very well could be. Let's go Chris in Arkansas. What do you got, Chris?
Man, I agree with the last two callers. I think it is a trap. I think the only way to put an end to it, and call me cruel, but turn the sand to glass.
Man, I don't know about that.
That's the only way we're ever going to put an end to the wars over there. And that's just my opinion. And those folks that were trying to kick in the ICE facilities earlier, an M1 or M67 grenade tossed over the fence, they'd stop doing that kind of crap.
We have an absolute battle for our sovereignty here at home by people that our United States military protects.
Yes. And what's so crazy is I honestly believe that if Iran hit the United States with a nuclear warhead today, there'd be 20 or 30 million people would be cheering it on.
You could be right. You could
in
be
our
right.
country.
God bless you, Chris. God bless you. A couple of stories that I just saw pop up here. Let's go here. Pentagon hands Trump Iran ground invasion plans as the president weighs the next move. U.S. military is preparing for possible new phase of the conflict with Iran. Pentagon officials are drawing up plans that could involve... No, let's do this real quick. We'll turn the calls off for just a second. The Pentagon is preparing for weeks of ground operations in Iran. I want to see this here. Let's see. Are you afraid of U.S. invasion in your country? No, we're waiting for them. Hold up. Okay, so this is obviously MSNBC interviewing the Iranian. I don't even know if he's in. I don't know what you call these guys anymore. Is he in charge? I assume so. Let's go here. We'll grab calls in just a second. I want to see this. This is just coming out.
Boots on the ground in Iran. Are you afraid of a U.S. invasion in your country?
No, we are waiting for them.
You are waiting for the U.S. military to invade the ground troops?
Yes, because we are confident that we can confront them, and that would be a big disaster for them.
So you're saying that Iran is ready and willing to take on the U.S. military if there were to be ground troops?
Well, we were ready for this war even more than the previous war. So you can see, the quality of our missiles, how much they are upgraded after the last war, because we learned lots of lessons. And we are prepared for any other eventuality, even, a ground invasion. So our soldiers are prepared for any scenario. When I said that we are waiting for them, it didn't mean that we are waiting for continuation of the war. No, but we have prepared ourselves to confront with any scenario, with any eventuality, any possibility, and we know that we can handle that.
Are your allies Russia and China helping you?
Well, they are supporting us politically and otherwise.
Ooh. Oh, this is an old clip. Does it matter? Does it matter if this is an old clip? I don't believe it does. The Constitution's an old document there, QC Politics. Does it matter? Nice try. He says they're waiting on them. The article's from today. And they referenced the statement there. That's an old clip. Doesn't matter, does it? That is interesting. Very, very interesting. We'll grab some more calls here. Another story, kindergarten teachers fired for filming themselves celebrating the attempt on Trump's life by Iran assassins. They've hired a taxpayer-funded Pittsburgh charter school. Mark in Pittsburgh, are you working with them? I'm joking with you, Mark. Two teachers. Gosh, I've got to see this. Hold on. I have got to see this. Two teachers who were fired for making a video in their classroom celebrating Iran's threat to the president, Kate Patterson and Devin Hayes, have both been fired at Urban Pathways School in Pittsburgh. Contact the school and ask why they were hired. I've got to see what they said here. Holy crap. They're teaching your kids. This is who's teaching your kids, ladies and gentlemen.
There's news in the world, guys.
What is this?
Sorry, we got a little too excited there. Guys, please. Please.
They're crossing their fingers because an Iranian social media moron put out a post saying they were going to eliminate our president. Wow. We let the enemy teach our kids. Now you're starting to understand. Lines are open, 615-475-7864. Need to keep our troops trained. It's been about 20 years since the last time of insertion. You're probably right on that. Let's grab some comments here. Jay Swartz, love your channel. Great job. Much respect to Squids. My brother was the USS Sierra. 8018 war. No, I can't say those words. Set up a decoy. They went rogue during the Candace crazy. DC Power gave away some memberships. Thank you. $2 from Josie. Appreciate that. This is wow. This is who Democrats are. They always show you who they really are, don't they? They really, really do. Yeah. Lines are open, 615-475-7864, line at the top. You can also text into the show. You can text the show if you don't want to call. I can see your text, and I'm happy to read those. This is a lot of our teachers are Antifa and teachereth. I don't know the word there. I can't read that. Our military is not going to send our troops to be trapped. I agree with that statement. Our military is not going to get sent to be trapped. I agree with that. A Yeti, never forget this. That is a disgusting and vile video of these teachers in the United States. Oh, here's a happy story. Let's go here. Florida trucker, what do you got?
Good morning.
Yes, sir.
How's everybody in the chat doing? I got a question. I hope you got my text about that 80-year-old Air Force vet that was killed in New York by illegal migrant. Hats off to him. I got a question. Why couldn't they just go through there and start with those big guns on one of those ships on the blast the just start dropping shells in the water to set those mines off to make them all explode and clear the strait out. Why couldn't they do that?
I'm sure that's a possibility. I'm sure it is. I'm not going to Monday morning quarterback anything, but I'm sure that is something that why wouldn't they look at? Thank you for calling, brother. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and hey, one more thing, we're actually, of course, I'm not going to give you. You saw the picture I sent you. I'm sure of that thing sticking up out of the ground. Did you see that?
Yeah, I'm listening. Yeah.
We've got. I mean, like I said, I don't want to give them any ideas, but we're wide open here. We've got places that you can sit with a pitch cow. I can sit from the road with a pitch cow and do some of those ICBMs, from the road.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
So I don't want to give any ideas, but I mean, we really need to. And as far as down there on that B-52,
I've got somebody else calling, man. Thank you for your thoughts. God bless you. Line 2. I try to give everybody some time, but you start moving multiple goalposts. What do you got? Good morning.
Hey, good morning. So anyone that thinks that any boots are going to be on Carg Island is completely insane. That's unbelievable that people actually think that, because if you can even wrap your head around the fact that President Trump is saying that just to say things, just to make people nervous, then I don't really know what else to say to you. That's, if you can't wrap your head around that, then that's crazy to me.
Tell me this. Explain your opinion real quick. Why don't you think this would be important, or why don't you think that taking this financial?
Because it's not even we can't possibly take that. You can't take that. It's
Why
not
not
possible.
Why not?
Because it's not. There would be thousands of dead Marines. That's why.
Okay. I understand that part of it, but are you saying that the military doesn't have the capability to secure an island?
No, I would never say that. Yes, we do want thousands of dead Marines.
I don't think anybody does.
You.
I don't think anybody wants thousands of dead anyone.
No, I don't.
I think logistically it would be tough, but I will say this, anything in the ocean, in the Persian Gulf, that the United States Navy wants to secure, they can secure.
Hold on. It's 20 miles from their territory.
Okay.
Yeah, and they have, better believe they have missiles buried in those mountains. Better believe that.
Do you think the Iranians would destroy Carg Island themselves?
Probably. Yeah.
You think they would? You think they would cut off their own financial supply for this?
Yes, I do, because they have other avenues. You don't think they have other avenues? People? This is so crazy to me. You don't think they have other avenues to ship their oil out?
Where?
Who knows? They have. You look at a map. There's mountains on top of mountains on top of mountains.
You think they're shipping oil from mountains?
No, they have a whole shoreline on the south and the north.
So here's the problem with the north is there's no way out of the Caspian Sea. The only way, hold on.
They have a whole shoreline on the south too.
That's called the Gulf of Oman, and that's called the Persian Gulf.
No, it goes way past that. Look at the map.
I've got the map here. That's a different country. That's Yemen, Afghanistan, and Pakistan.
It's not. They have a whole south shore. Look, it goes way past. Look at it.
This is the Gulf of Oman. The United States Navy is controlling the Gulf of Oman.
Oman gets hit by missiles daily from Iran.
So you think Iran is going to bring trucks of oil down here and then put it on a ship?
They don't need trucks. They already have the infrastructure. It's already there. What do you like? What? You think they weren't already planning this for years?
Okay.
You like really? You really think that? You really think that?
Okay.
Do you really?
So
think
why would all of the container ships need to go into the Persian Gulf to fill up
They
with
don't
oil?
care. They don't care. They don't care where it's going.
Where do you live at? What part of the country are you from?
I'm from Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. Okay. Have you ever served in the military? What was your name? I didn't catch it.
I'm Tyler. I have not served. My brother did.
Okay. And you think Iran, I just want to make sure this is clear. You think Iran already has plans to bring oil through Yemen into the Gulf of Oman to continue to be distributed?
No, all they have to do is ship it from their shores. That's it.
Okay. Thank you for calling. God bless you. Very confused by that call. Very confused. James, Virginia, go right ahead.
Hey, Ben, good morning. The gentleman just called, got a little upset about how prepared Iran is and what they're planning for. People have short-term memories. I want to say one thing. Do you remember when we went into Venezuela and we took the dictator there? Do you remember the weapons we used? The world was shocked at the devastation instantly we done to elite special forces troops guarding them. Now, if you're a damn Iranian soldier and you know we've got these kind of weapons, what if we use them on a mass scale? How about that, Mr. Iran?
James, the one question I've got is, and the other caller was very adamant about, I don't know why he woke up so angry. I have no idea. If Iran had another way of exporting their oil out of their country, out of the Persian Gulf, do you really think they wouldn't already be using that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I didn't get that either. James, thank you for calling. God bless you. I didn't understand that part. And I don't know why you're so cranky. Get another Hot Pocket. I don't know. I don't get why he was so cranky either. I don't know. Let's go line 3. I hope you're not cranky. What do you got?
Hey, brother. How you doing?
Amazing. Where you called from? What's your name?
My name is Buster. I'm in Florida.
Buster in Florida. What part of Florida, Buster?
It's called Crawfordville, sir, right on the Gulf Coast, Gulf of America. How about that?
Crawfordville. I know it very well. I grew up north. I grew up in the Redneck Riviera as well, just north of Panama City, between Dothan, Alabama, and Panama City, right along Highway 79. My hometown had a possum festival. Wausau.
Awesome.
Go for it. What you got?
Man, I just want these people to realize that these people have been preparing. They are dug in like an Alabama tick. We all know that. The military knows that. They are dug in like an Alabama tick. It's not going to be a cakewalk. These people are ready. That's what they want, is for us to get boots on the ground. That's how they are going to inflict the mass casualties that they want to inflict. And people must understand that. But they also got to have faith in our military to know they know what the hell they're doing, and they are going to attack from multiple fronts and hopefully with multiple armies. And it's just going to come down to a fight. There's no other way. That's what these people have prepared for all these years. That's what they want. They're so crazy that they think they can defeat us that way. We all saw what happened in Kuwait and how they were dug in over there and how we had such a hard time and basically didn't accomplish a whole lot because of it. But this thing has gotten so serious, and these people are such a threat to the free world that there's no choice. There's going to be casualties. We're going to get hurt. There's no doubt about that.
You ever been in a bar fight?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
At some point when you're in the bar and you realize stuff is kicking off, you realize you're going to get hit in the face. And I believe at some point if you realize you're going to get hit in the face, it's easier to get hit in the face. God bless you.
That's right.
Let's go line 3. What do you got, line 3? Don't be cranky. I can't deal with cranky. What do you got? Hello. Good morning. Okay. Somebody said that dude sounded menopausal. Yeah, maybe. Line 2, go right ahead.
Hey, Ben. How you doing today?
Good morning.
I hope you're doing fine.
Absolutely.
But I just want to say one thing, that our troops are blessed because they raise our flag. They carry the flag our flag on the right hand of their uniform. In God we trust. And it's not in Muslim we trust. So we've got God on our side to take care of all this. That's all I'm saying. So they can say and do and talk how they want to. Trust in God. That's it.
Thank you very much. Great call. Appreciate you, sir.
All right, buddy.
Let me read some text message here. His associate sensei. Hey, Ben, will you please speak about Obama, former DEA, arrested? Yeah, he got busted. $12 million in fraud with a cartel gang. I heard the teacher celebrating Trump who got fired was hired at charter school. Check this info. Yeah, I saw that. We just did that. Yeah, this is, I don't know, man. Do not underestimate your opponent. Good point. Somebody says, I always fought in the bar parking lots at Cowboys in Dothan, Alabama, or a little place called the Cat's Eye in Vernon. If you know where that is, you are a filthy redneck if you know where either of those places are. I'm talking you are a filthy redneck if you know where either of those places is. This is the one that gets me. This is the shipping traffic that is coming in and out. So apparently Iran can bring oil out of Yemen. They have a whatever. Okay. Massachusetts said that was the game plan. Okay. I got you. I'm okay with, I just can't believe so many people are so cranky. Pentagon preparing for, yeah. Okay. Let's go here. I want to see this. Let's see. If you're going to call in, don't be cranky. Take your Midol PM or something. Take the Midol PM before you call, please. I don't get paid enough to deal with your hot flashes, I guess. I don't know. Chuck Norris is the only. Chuck Norris told a woman to calm down, and she did. That's how good Chuck Norris was. Let's go here.
The Pentagon reportedly preparing for weeks-long operations in Iran as 3,500 American troops are now on the ground in the Middle East.
It comes as we learn more about a fallen IDF soldier from Connecticut. Trey Yingst is live in Tel Aviv with the latest. Good morning, Trey.
Yeah, I can't listen to Trey anymore. Trey, I like Trey. I appreciate him. Trey needs a drool tray sometimes. But yeah, this is a strategic bad look. Well, I don't know if it's a bad look. Ben, President Trump said in a press conference there were pipes infrastructure on the K Island he did not want to destroy due to the expenses to be rebuilt. Somebody said get a Snickers bar. Yeah. Don't be that woman. Democrat congressman says military efforts in Iran have not yielded. Okay. Benjamin Hall speaks on U.S. ground operation. I don't know if I want to see that one or not either. Lines are open, though. 615-475-7864. Feel free to give me a call. Operation Praying Mantis, Part 2. I saw that. Let's go right here. This is a good one. Holy cow. Oh, wow. Mark Milley. Don't ever forget this guy. Mark Milley. This was at a, some people said it was a No Kings rally. It wasn't. This was not a No Kings rally. This was very recent. Line 3. Go ahead, line 3. I hope you're not cranky.
No, but please do have some sympathy for the cranky. They've probably got junkies camping on their doorsteps.
You might be right. You might be right. What would you like to say this morning?
Nothing really. Yeah, it's just the whole situation's sick, and I appreciate you talking and getting views on it.
Thank you very much. God bless you. Let's go line 3. Go ahead, line 3.
Good morning, Mr. Dykes. How are you today?
Good morning. How can I help you?
Well, brother, all I got to say is I'm pretty sure that we can go over there and kick butt if we don't have the dadgum liberals and the other side telling us that we can't bomb, we can't just go over and take care of it. We'll handle it.
Somebody just brought up a
Take the
comment that
gloves off.
resonates exactly with what you said. It says, Ben, the people that don't have faith in our military forces make me sick. You don't love our country and have faith, get the hell out, move to Iran. Well, that's a good point. If you
Exactly, sir. Have a good day. All
God
the
bless you.
patriots out there.
God bless you. God bless you. Line 1, we're back at the top of the scoreboard. What do you got?
Hey, yeah, from Kentucky here.
Good morning,
hey,
sir.
I know that guy lives up the road from Rental Station that gave you that stuff. We're from Owensboro.
I sent him a Bible. I sent him a little money to help himself out. Let's just say that.
Yeah, I mean, he just lives right up the road. I know I live in Owensboro, and you know, we call it Owensboro, but we do love Owensboro.
I sent him a veteran Bible with large print, and I sent him a little bit of compensation.
I'm glad.
I hope he takes his wife out for a steak dinner.
Hope so. Listen, we should be not worried, but really concerned about this uranium. I think it belongs to us. All the things in the past that's happened, Obama led us here, and the past administration. I'm just wondering when they're going to knock on his door and haul him in and interrogate him. Don't let him go until we get some answers.
You might be right. I don't know. I really do put a lot of the blame at Obama's feet because he sent Iran $6 billion plus in cash.
Yes. Yes.
Could you
And we wanna
imagine how
blame,
nice
President
Kentucky?
Trump.
Could you imagine how nice Kentucky would be if you got $6 billion sent to you?
Oh, yeah, because we would maybe stop hearing the lies from our administration here in Kentucky, how we're always broke.
God bless you. Mr. Milton in Memphis. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, brother. How you doing, brother Ben?
Amazing. What would you like to say?
I just want to call in right quick, just speak to you. I'm around here getting ready for church, but those teachers that's crossing their fingers, it's like you're crossing your fingers hoping that something happens to this man. And I'm seeing way too much of that over the years about this man. I mean, just not really about him. You're wishing death upon somebody else. I even had a family member that said the problem is they didn't get him, you know, when they took their shot at him in Pennsylvania. And I'm sitting around thinking, I was like, people actually wish death upon people like that. And I'm like, you remember the old saying when they say, if you live your life right, you get to walk around the kingdoms of heaven all day with God. You ever heard that before?
I have. Yeah.
Okay. Now I know why they say that, because it's going to be plenty of room. That's why.
We went and saw a comedian last night by the guy's named John Christ. He's a kind of a Christian comedian. I believe he's out of Tennessee or Kentucky. Actually, he might be out of Georgia, but he had explaining things that didn't require 4-letter words, but also got the point across of there are people that don't like America just because it's the trendy thing. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
It's sad. It's disgusting.
Okay.
But also crazy. Thank you for your call. I really appreciate it, brother.
Yeah.
God bless you. God bless you. That's Milton in Memphis. I want to play this clip. This is General Mark Milley at let me just ask this question. Is it at a No Kings rally or not? Because this looks like a No Kings rally.
To a country. We don't take an oath to a tribe. We don't take an oath to a religion.
We don't take an oath to a king or a queen or to a tyrant or a dictator. And we don't take an oath to a wannabe dictator. We don't take an oath to an individual. We take an oath to the Constitution, and we take an oath to the idea that it's America, and we're willing to die to protect it. Every soldier, sailor, airman, Marine, Guardian, and Coast Guardman, each of us commits our very life to protect and defend that document, regardless of personal price.
So this was not at a No Kings rally. I want to, let me grab this one. Linnea Berger says, no boots on the ground with an exclamation point. Thank you, Linnea, for that was not at a No Kings rally. That was at Mark Milley's retirement. That was his own retirement ceremony where he politicized what was happening. It's like Joe Kent 1.0 is kind of what it sounded like. Let me play this. This is a great clip here by the ever intelligent Victor David Hanson. I want to get your thoughts on this. Let's go.
About Chicago. It was, Carl Sandburg's Chicago was the second biggest place in the country. It's going the way of LA. We're going to lose two big cities, Los Angeles and Chicago, in the sense that their downtown area is going to be uninhabitable. And unless you get rid of this paradigm of a blue DEI mayor, pandering to DEI constituents, promising them more stuff, and then we get the Somali corruption, now California corruption. It all has the same thing. Democratic operatives, Democratic officials turn over billions of dollars to crooked NGOs or whatever, aid societies or bureaucracies that don't serve the people who need it and abscond with the funds. And then if you say this is wrong, oh, you're making fun of the Somali community, or you're making fun of the Latino community in LA. No, you're not. And that's a way. And then they say we've got to raise taxes. Washington's got to raise taxes. Chicago's got to raise taxes. So everybody's leaving that can leave. That's not tied to a business or something. And I've never seen anything like it in this country, that the whole blue paradigm, the whole blue state project is imploding before our very eyes. And these were the most picturesque, most beautiful places in the world. Chicago was a beautiful city. So was Seattle. So was Portland. They've destroyed them. San Francisco may be the best of all.
Wow. That clip of Victor Davis Hanson, VDH, we'll just call him that, pretty powerful. That we've got these. Can anyone in the chat name a successful sanctuary city? A beautiful sanctuary city? Can anyone tell me that? I don't know if I can name one. I don't know of any successful sanctuary cities. Detroit, you're being facetious. Facetious comes from the word feces, which means poop. So yeah, somebody said Seacott. I think that's the name of the prison, isn't it? Seacott. Oh boy, that's a good one. Let's go here. I want to put a poll in the chat. We've got a poll going on right now. Should we be worried about the uranium? 1,900 votes. 86% of you say yes. Okay, now we are seeing the decline of Democrat-controlled cities. He labeled them Seattle. Seattle was beautiful. When I lived out there in the early 90s, it was beautiful. Now they've got homeless encampments in the highway, in the middle of the road, in the median, I think is what you call it. We've got sleeper cells here in the United States. Iran will they exploit this? And have they already? I think they could. I think what we're seeing in some of these cities like Portland is absolute exploitation of the failed cities. Sparta was the best sanctuary city that ever existed. Sparta fell. The Roman Empire fell. You're on the right track. I think the Roman Empire fell because of a couple of reasons, and maybe I'm wrong on these, and somebody in the chat can correct me. I believe that the Roman Empire fell because of a couple of reasons. Number one, they taxed their citizens to death. Number two, they allowed foreigners in their military. They allowed people from outside of Rome to run their country. Look at this. This was at the No Kings rally yesterday. How's that one looking for you? That's a hell of a look for the No Kings rally. And I saw it, so you all have to see it. Eve 4060, the largest one-day protest in America. Actually, the one yesterday was pretty low. The protest yesterday was really low. They actually used photos from the previous one to try to like propagate their lies. So no, it wasn't the biggest one. It was actually pretty small. Here's one for you. Tell me what this would change. Constitutional clash. The Supreme Court is poised to answer a fundamental question on who qualifies as American citizen, holding oral arguments this week to review President Trump's effort to limit birthright citizenship. Should we have birthright citizenship? There's a poll for you. For the Semper Fi Fund, thank you. I'm sending out Bibles, and I've got a new guitar from Tommy in the chat to send out. Should birthright citizenship even be a thing? Poll in the chat. Will sleeper cells exploit sanctuary cities? I believe they are. Austin, Texas, I think, is falling into that. I don't believe in birthright citizenship. If your dog comes into my yard and has puppies, I am not responsible for the puppies. That's just my thought. Tell me I'm wrong. I hope someone can tell me I'm wrong on this one, because I don't think you're going to win that argument. If you think you're going to win that argument, you have lost the plot. So that's a big one right there. Grocery stores have aisles now that were telling people where to get their cat food and wine and meals for one. Look at that No Kings rally sign in the. There you go. Interesting. They have lost the damn plot. Here's a No Kings rally breakdown. We got the dancing frogs again. Wow, they ruined that song. Dancing Frogs. Didn't have that on my bingo card. Lines are open 615-475-7864. I read Rome was extended around the world and trying to control the world. They said it contributed to Rome falling. I don't think Rome was around the world, but I don't think we knew about around the world at that time. Way before 1492. So I don't think Rome was extended around the world. Hear about the submarine factory in Alabama. I did. They're going to start making some equipment there. Eric Tate, one of my moderators. Good morning, Eric. What would you like to say this morning?
What's going on, Ben Dykes, my friend? Hello to everyone in the chat.
God bless you.
Ben, I was just listening, my friend, to like what you were saying, because, you know, I said I have family that's in the military too.
Mm-hmm.
The sleeper cells is definitely a big problem. And the sleeper cells are the ones that's in all these sanctuary cities. Now, I'm sure they're spent for all the different states and stuff, but the sanctuary cities is the most problems, you know, because of because of the judges and everything else. So everything ties into one. And my thing is too, well, all these sleeper cells, Ben, I'm just trying to get to the point, my friends, so we get other callers in.
No, go right ahead.
Is the information with you know what's going on with Iran and stuff, the ones that we have over here, which is part of the sleeper cells, I believe half of them are leaking messages back to what's going on over there. That's the thing that
a big
we
network,
have to worry
a
about
big
in
network.
the United States. And not just worry about, I would say we have to pay attention of. That's why that sleeper cell stuff is so major right now. If that makes sense.
No, it does. It absolutely makes sense. That, I mean, there are members of Congress right now that the actual president and his administration doesn't trust with classified information because he knows it'll make it back to Iran. So to think that you're stretching your statement is we know that there are people within our government that are giving information to foreign governments. We know that.
Absolutely. And absolutely. And this is why I'm seeing how Trump, and when his messages, like with that joke, Jim Kemp, when he was in there, not to take away what he, you know, his background and everything else, but just by him being compromised, you can see if you pay attention on the last couple of statements between Pete and all them, they're actually going through the whole part to make sure that they can lock down if there's any leaks or anything else to eliminate that. This is why everything is being moved. This is why their moves are being strategized even more. You can see it. You can see the growth, which is a good thing, you know, Ben, my friend, which is a very good thing.
Do you think as well? I think the other thing that Iran, China, Qatar, Russia, I think the other thing that they have learned from us is how to manipulate the public. And they are using social media. I get crapped on for being positive about America. Whereas there are other channels that just spew hate and magically they grow. Just magically they grow so exponentially. I mean, that in itself should tell you some things.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I see that too, Ben, with a lot of people that have been compromised and everything else. And just like you said, I'm like you with this. I'm not down with the gloom and doom. I stay away from those people at all costs and stuff. Even out here in Pennsylvania, you know, I see that. You know, and you know, where people like, oh, and then making and the thing is too, a lot of people, the ones that conservatives out here, are getting sick of these liberals out here making jokes about President Trump. Oh, they should have came close to something. I say, you think that's funny? You really think that's funny? I said, what if something like that happens to you? Will you be laughing then? And then it's like they shut down. But their thinking process along with that is same thing with the school system, Ben. Same thing with the school systems. Like you sort of argue with those teachers making jokes. That's the problem too. These schools, how they're going across, how they're teaching these children stuff, which means parents are going to have to get more involved. You know,
yeah, we allow the enemy to teach our kids. We allow the enemy to teach our children.
Absolutely, my friend. Absolutely, Ben.
Thank you for calling. God bless you.
Anytime, man.
Eric, thank you for being a moderator. Thank you for being a moderator.
Anytime, Ben, my friend. God bless you, my friend. God
bless Eric Tate up in Philadelphia. The Trump derangement syndrome. Are you tired of that stuff? It's odd to see that. I think Candace Owens, and I said her name, I probably shouldn't have said her name. I think Candace Owens has done more damage to America than the Democrat Party could ever do on their own. I think she has done more damage to America than the Chinese could do on their own, than Russia, than Iran. That's what I think. Are we going to get a little bit of comeuppance here. This is a heck of a story. Heck of a story that's coming out right now. Wait, where did I go? There we go. I'm back. I'm back in the room.
Breaking just moments ago, Fox can now confirm that California Democrat Congressman Eric Swalwell has been criminally referred to the Department of Justice, accused of mortgage fraud. Senior White House correspondent Peter Ducey reporting live on this breaking news on Eric Swalwell from the North Lawn. Hey, Peter.
Martha, as I was walking up here to do a hit on a different topic, I got a call from an administration official filling us in that Eric Swalwell, the Democratic California congressman, has indeed been referred to the Justice Department by Bill Pulte, who is the head of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac right now, because he is accused of making false or misleading statements on a mortgage application. We believe that this pertains to a $1.2 million house that Swalwell has in the Washington, D.C. area. Swalwell has already responded. Part of his very long statement says, as the most vocal critic of Donald Trump over the last decade and as the only person who still has a surviving lawsuit.
He's saying it's because Trump is targeting him. Fang Fang is very upset. Is that the spy? I think that was the spy that he was shagging. I think he was shagging a spy, right? I put a poll in the chat. Are you tired of the negative content about America and Trump? 95% of you say yes. 95% of you are tired of hearing the negativity. Lines are open, 615-475-7864. Why don't you make enough money? I don't know who that is. Line 2. Go right ahead. Line 2.
Ben, how you doing, buddy? This is Trucker John calling in from Buffalo, New York. I just want to say I love you, brother. I love the channel. I love everybody out there, all of our patriots. You know, you said something the other day, and I'm going to refer back to it real quick, about how the Democrat Party has been just throwing static after static after static over this whole administration and everything that they're trying to do for the betterment of us and our country. But they just can't see the forest from the trees just to burn up Trump's time in office.
It's effective though. It's really effective, isn't it?
Well, yeah. I mean, we got to get a backbone in here, man.
It is very effective as to their method, because we're down to 1,029 days, 1,028 days, I believe is where we're at right now. Thank you for calling.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it, Trucker John.
Love
God
you,
bless
Ben. Thank you.
God bless you. Let's go line 3. What do you got, line 3?
Hey, what's happening, Ben?
Good morning, sir.
This is Stan with from California, and I just wanted to tell you I love your show and you're a great patriot. I respect you tremendously.
Well, thank you. That's a hell of a comment. I really appreciate it. What else would you like to say this morning?
Well, nobody seems to be wanting to call out the treason. All the treason that has been going on in the country will kill this country, and nobody's being held accountable. So, like Fauci, Mayorkas, all those people that let all this stuff happen and have poisoned our people need to be held accountable. Otherwise, we're cooked.
You know, there was a guy by the name of Rand Paul that said that he was going to hold Fauci accountable whenever he got into office, as soon as Trump was won the election. I don't believe Rand Paul has done a damn thing. Do you?
No, I don't think anybody's done anything. The treason is rampant, and I don't really know what to say. I support Trump 100%. He's not perfect, but who is? And he's the best president I've had in my lifetime. I'm 57 years old, and Iran's been messing with us for the last 40 years at least. So it's about time. So everybody that's complaining about it needs to pull their head out of the sand and wake up.
God bless you. Thank you for calling. Take care. Here we go. Guy ran an analysis on these multiple channels, these very large channels. Candace Owens mentions Israel 85% of her episode. Tucker Carlson and Shapiro nearly identical, 62% versus 61. Shapiro, Owens shows Israel get On Owen's show, Israel gets 2 times more airtime than talk of President Trump. On Shapiro's show, Trump gets 3 times as much mention there. On Megyn Kelly's show, Israel is the 3rd most discussed topic by word count. You starting to see the op now? Once you notice it, you can't really look away, can you? Got a couple other clips here I'd like to show you. That was this is Joe Kent. I don't believe Joe Kent should have ever held an office. This is an interesting one here. This happened to a CNN group, and now I'm probably more pro-Israel than ever after seeing this clip. This is the IDF, the Israeli Defense Force, basically taking CNN.
Producer Abir Salman identifies us as journalists before translating the soldiers' commands.
Sit down, sit down, sit down.
So the soldiers just immediately came up and started pointing their weapons directly at us, telling everyone to sit down immediately. Obviously, we're not posing any threat here. The commander comes straight for our camera, and within seconds, a soldier has just put photojournalist Cyril Theophilus in a chokehold, forcing him to the ground.
Don't touch him like that. Don't touch him like that. Give me my phone.
The soldier who assaulted Theophilus continues to demand he turn off his camera before another smacks my phone. So as you can see, what we have seen happen in the last 24 hours is that settlers came to this area. They settled that hilltop. And now you have a lot of soldiers coming to this area with the Palestinians in this area. They're on top of the home of Imad, the man that we were just speaking to. And we're seeing the soldiers treat the Palestinians in the area as the threat, when really what started this problem was obviously the settlers who came in the middle of the night and took over land that's not theirs. The Palestinians here are detained and questioned. Soldiers detain us too and walk us back to our vehicle. They say they're trying to establish order between settlers.
I love this. And CNN photojournalist says he was put in a chokehold. I didn't see the chokehold. CNN says the crew was detained for hours. The Israeli military has released the following statement. The actions and behavior of the soldiers in the incident are incompatible with what is expected of IDF. Soldiers operate in the Judea and Samaria area, biblical areas. They also noted the incident should be thoroughly reviewed. I'm okay with them roughing up some CNN reporters. I'm really okay with that. To the point where I would love to know who they are, and if they smoke cigars, I'd probably send them a box, maybe 2 boxes of cigars. Listen to this.
You got a lot of damn nerves to be in the face of American people saying for numerous administrations, Iran is a problem. They have to be dealt with. Iran is a problem. They have to be dealt with. And then this man deals with them, and then all of
sorry.
To be in the face of American people saying for numerous administrations, Iran is a problem. They have to be dealt with. Iran is a problem. They have to be dealt with. And then this man deals with them, and then all of a sudden you're complaining about him now. Right. It doesn't really make sense. The lack of consistency.
Would you take it?
You got a lot of damn nerves.
Wow. Whoo, boy. Stephen A. Smith is like the new face of the Democrat Party, and he just nuked them. What, lines are open. I want to get your take on that. That is the topic of the phone call. Stephen A. Smith's eyes are finally opening. I don't know how the Democrat Party explains that away. Let's go Don in New York. Don, what do you think about Stephen A. Smith calling out the Democrat Party, saying Iran's the problem, and now that Trump does something about it, they're against Trump? Talk to me about that. That's the topic of the phone call.
No, I dig Stephen for doing that.
it's about time the reality be shown of what's going on. It's a bunch of hypocrites.
Who is the biggest hypocrite in the news media or on social media, YouTube? Who is the biggest hypocrite, flip-flopper, whatever you want to call it?
Oh my gosh, Don. I would think Tucker, Candace is up there on YouTube. On mainstream, it's any mainstream. I can't watch anything any longer.
It's weird,
and I even
isn't
think
it?
Fox has a little flip-flop going on sometimes.
Yeah.
So, it's time for the American people to get as pissed off as Stephen Smith and get together, because we outnumber all this other stuff. We outnumber 77 million people voted.
Wait
for
a second.
President Trump.
81 million people voted for Biden. He was the most popular president ever.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I forgot about that. That's a mess, and that's a fraud.
All right.
77 million people voted for the man in the White House who has enough kahunas to take care of business. And I support whatever. And I have a boy at Fort Bragg. I have a grandboy at Fort Bragg who may be deployed, and he's ready to go. They stand with their commander in chief. Enough of this. Enough. It's time for all of us to dismantle what happened yesterday and to stand up and call this hypocrisy out.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right, Don. It is,
Time.
Don,
Enough already.
Don, I put a poll in the chat. I just want to ask your opinion on this. I put a poll in the chat. Are you tired of all the negative content about America?
Absolutely.
95% say yes.
We are, Ben, because, if there wasn't, it's like your mama said, if you don't have anything nice to say about anyone, don't open your mouth. It's like we've allowed so much of this freedom of speech to go on, and it's not. It's freedom of hate. It is a cancer that is being spread, and it starts with the media as well. And then you let it go on, and it just permeates throughout the country. There is nothing. I remember a day. I'm 65, and we stood with our president. We had some honor back in the day. We were raised with the thought that no matter who they were, and if you voted for them, there was a sense of respect and togetherness. That does not exist. When did that happen?
Under Obama, you were told he's your president too.
Yeah, well, I never voted for him. Okay, not, nor did I vote for Clinton, but I don't recall ever the hostility and the fear. Trump's onto something big because these people are afraid.
Don, let me grab this other one. Thank you for your
the
passion.
long
Line 2. Go right ahead. Line 2.
Yes, for all the people in the chat, I wonder if they knew that Walter Brennan converted to Islam before Obama appointed him as director of the CIA.
John Brennan, not Walter Brennan. Walter Brennan was an actor.
Thank you very much.
John
Thank
Brennan.
you.
John Brennan.
John Brennan converted to Islam before Obama appointed him as director of the CIA.
It was probably a requirement.
Yes. That's what I wanted to say. That's it.
God bless you. Great call. Great call. Powerful message. Let me show you this. I want to show you something. Don, passionate caller. Passionate American. Nailed it caller. I love these. We got one. Blop Jones. Do you remember the USS Liberty? Blop Jones. The USS Liberty was a signal intelligence ship ran by the CIA. The CIA, in my opinion, is probably the reason we don't have John F. Kennedy, or we didn't have a Kennedy full presidency. So, Blop Jones, if you want to talk USS Liberty, I've got some information for you about the Liberty. And the only reason you talk about the Liberty is because Candace Owens told you to. That's a fact. Jack. But nice try. Nice freaking try. I could go on an entire episode about that, and it wouldn't make you happy.
The phrase "Make America Great Again." I don't care. Then
But
fine.
if that phrase sucks, here's the thing. Like, first of all, America is great. Make America greater, I'm down. But make America great again, and then it becomes a movement of a bunch of fucking dorks, because a lot of them are dorks. A lot of them, these really weird fucking
we're all dorks.
Interesting, unintelligent people that have got something they cling to, and there's a lot of people that are just real genuine patriots, and they're all lumped into this one group, and you got to accept the dorks too. Fuck that.
We got to accept the dorks. Sorry for the language, but man, we're all dorks. All dorks. Anyone else have retarded podcaster fatigue? Here's Joe Rogan, Dave Smith calling half the country dorks because we don't agree with their nonstop brain rot. Okay. Okay. Lines are open here for any dorks that want to call in. Any dorks that want to call in, feel free. Good morning, dork. How can we help you? Line 2.
Hey, this is Scott Baden from West Virginia.
West Virginia. Good morning, sir.
How you doing?
I'm amazing.
Hey, I'll make it short and sweet. How about we send the members of the squad to Iran and leave them there and see how they like it?
That would never happen. That would never happen because we play nice. The United States has for too long played nice. And for too long, we have allowed our country to be a doormat for terrorism. We have allowed us to be forced into using pronouns. We have placated this for too long. And I think the first time in a long time we have a president that doesn't play that game, and it upsets people. Thank you for calling. Let's go line 3. Are you a Make America Great Again dork? Good morning.
Good morning.
You're on the line. Go right ahead.
Hey, can we talk about the former DEA officer from Obama, which sold out America to the CJNG cartel?
We did. We addressed that a little earlier.
Okay, I just missed it. I wanted to make sure. Thank you, Ben, for all you do.
God bless you. God bless you. Thank you for calling. Yeah. But these are the type of people that we have right here. My boss, we hired some new people. This is who we have running the government. It doesn't get any better of an explanation of who is running the government. Brian, Lima, Ohio. What do you got, Brian?
Hey, Dort. Good morning. How you doing?
Amazing.
My God, man. I'll tell you what. If there's ever been one kind of setup that our U.S. military could be walking into, it is Natanz.
Okay.
I really hope that President Trump, Pete Hegseth, I'd trust them with my life, but I hope they really bomb the hell out of Natanz before sending people there. But the risk about bombing Natanz is if that, if that uranium's there, then we go with the radiological risk, don't we?
This might sound horrible, but a radiological risk in Iran bothers me about as much as a small rock in my boot.
Okay. I'm with you.
I can take my boot off and get rid of the rock. And when's the next? Are you planning any vacations to Iran?
Not in my lifetime.
Okay, then. Now, I do feel sorry for the people of Iran, but their government at some point has to be held responsible. Thank you for calling, Brian.
Right.
God bless you.
God bless you too, Ben.
Here we go. At some point, they have to be held responsible for their own actions. I would like to say. Let's go here. I want to play this. I've been sitting on this clip for a while And I want to play this while I grab a cup of coffee. I'm going to grab a cup of coffee. I think this is a clip that a lot of people need to hear. This lady is pretty powerful.
6 months, 17 days. That's how long it's been since the assassination of Charlie Kirk. And in that time, his widow has been ostracized, criticized, demonized, and have been dragged through the streets of public opinion. From my understanding, she's been a monetary source for many people. CASHApp. But more than recently, she has been the butt of a comedy skit by Drewski. Now, some of you say, oh, it's just comedy, lighten up, it's fun, it's fun, it's fun. As a believer in Christ, I can't entertain that. For me, it's kind of like making a comedy skit about Jesse Jackson in the middle of Black History Month. But for some of you, because Erica Kirk is blonde and white, that makes it all right. But of course, the world will laugh it up and chalk it up because they are mockers and scoffers. But as Christians, should we? Now, I know some of you have been told to hate her for whatever reason, but that's going to be between you and God in the end. She is, in fact, a widow. Now, we know that Candace Owens is leading you to believe that that doesn't matter and possibly has implicated her in the unaliving of her own husband. That matters, and God is listening, and he's watching, and he's looking at how we as believers are engaging. Are you Christians really reading your Bible or just tuning in to the next episode? You see, the Bible tells me he's a defender of the widows, and he pleads their case. Now, I know Candace Owens told you it's okay. You just got to listen to her instead of God, and that is, in fact, your own folly. Drewski could have used somebody else, but he chose Erica Kirk, and that was done by design. 6 months, 17 days.
What do you think about this lady here? I think what she said is powerful.
And with somebody you didn't have kids with. But there's no grace for this widow. She's guilty, right? It's weird that y'all care more about this than them folks that's trying to enter into every house in America. Prayerless, undiscerning generation. Let me tell you something. One day, you're going to find yourself sitting on the front pew and somebody that you love will be laid out in a casket. And the grace that you did not give this widow 6 months, 17 days, really, it ain't even been a year. That grace you refuse to give her, there will be none offered to you.
That's pretty powerful. That is pretty damn powerful. Wow. Okay. I'd like to get your opinion. For anybody that's on the Candace train, Tuesday night, I've got a guy coming on the channel by the name of Paramount Tactical. Line 1. Go right ahead, line 1.
Hey, good morning, Ben.
Good morning.
This is Nana Bell out of Minnesota. I'm 75. I have had my history of my family has been here since Plymouth Rock. We came over on the Mayflower. And I wish that every person that thinks that we should not be defending our nation needs to go to a VA hospital, because I was in Austin, Texas in 1967 during Vietnam. And let me tell you what, when you see young men with limbs missing and their face blown up and all they want to do is die, and yet they gave everything for this country. God bless America, God bless our troops, and God bless our president. And I pray that we are successful in our endeavor to restore this nation.
You know, I my full-time job, I'm a veteran service officer. I help vets file for VA disability and benefits. And some of the best conversations I've had have been with veterans that come in. They don't understand what benefits they're entitled to. And a lot of them feel like they don't deserve anything. One of the best conversations I ever had was with a World War II veteran. He came in, he was a Black American, Black gentleman. He had a colostomy bag. He was carrying his bag, and he came to the door and he said, is this where I get I need to replace my military ID? And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, I retired and I've got his ID was expired. I was like, no, we don't do that here. And the guy was, I think he was late 90s, still driving. And he said, well, where do I get one? And I'm thinking to myself, this guy doesn't need it. There's nowhere around where I live. But I said, you know what? He earned it. So the next day I said, hey, you meet me here and I will drive you to the ID card office down in Fort Smith. There's a military base there called Fort Chaffee. And I drove him down there. And the conversations talking with him just in that drive, it was so amazing to be next to someone that loved America more than I did. You know, it was just nice. And no matter what president is in office, no matter what president's in office, the troops should not be subjected to the same hatred or the disagreement that you offer to a politician. Thank you for calling. God bless you.
Thank you. Have a great day. Love
Yes,
you.
ma'am. VSO likely works for a nonprofit. No, I don't work for a nonprofit. I don't. No, I don't work for a nonprofit. No. I can't stand about 99% of nonprofits. So there you go. And a lot of them use the term veteran as a hood ornament. So no, I don't work for a nonprofit. Let's see here. I think somebody probably needs to hear this. There's somebody in the chat that needs to hear this one is what I'm going to say. And I don't know if it's you, but it could be. Let's go right. Let's go right there. Thank you for caller for keeping out strategy. A walking history book. What a blessing bit. It was nice to talk to the guy. He's not with us anymore. But it was an honor to do that.
This, for real, I think might be the greatest 3 minutes of preaching that has ever occurred that I've seen. Wow. From a dude named Alistair Begg. You're going to hear it in a second. He's Scottish. Makes him sound real awesome. Sounds like Braveheart's preaching the gospel to you. It's real great.
So that to go to the old Fort Lauderdale question, if you were to die tonight and you were getting entry into heaven, what would you say? If you answer that, and if I answer it in the first person, we've immediately gone wrong. Because I believed, because I have faith, because I am this, because I am continuing. Loved ones, the only proper answer's in the third person, because he. Think about the thief on the cross. And what an immense, I can't wait to find that fellow one day to ask him, how did that shake out for you? Because you were cussing the guy out with your friend. You'd never been in a Bible study. You never got baptized. You didn't know a thing about church membership. And yet you made it. You made it. How did you make it? That's what the angel must have said. Like, what are you doing here? Well, I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? Well, because I don't know. Well, excuse me, let me get my supervisor. They go get the supervisor engine. So we're just a few questions for you. First of all, are you clear on the doctrine of justification by faith? Guys said, I never heard of it in my life. And what about, let's just go to the doctrine of Scripture immediately. This guy's just staring. And eventually in frustration, he says, on what basis are you here? And he said, the man on the middle cross said, I can come.
The man on the middle cross said, I could go. Wow. For it is by grace you have been saved through faith. This is not of your own doing. It is the gift of God.
There you go. Guys, gals, girls, thank you for watching. I really, really appreciate it. Even the people that don't agree with me. And I don't really want you to watch just because you agree with me. Prior, Ben, you're a true American. Grab a coffee on me. Keep up the fantastic work. I will Prior. I've got a couple of things I want to show you here real quick, if you will allow me to do so. I came out with a new shirt here. Let's go here. New shirts are available, new stickers. It's got a picture of a troll. I dedicate this to Johnny Ballgame, is who I dedicate this to. Thank you very much, Pryor, and I will hit you with the Boom Shakalaka in just a second. But there's the new shirts that are available on the store. If you want the Boom Shakalaka store, all the money from my store goes towards helping my cause, the veterans that I serve, either by sending them some Bibles or some guitars. Guitars for vets is kind of what I've been doing lately. Tommy Radcliffe in the chat did that. You can grab a membership right here. I'll put a link. Boom Shakalaka. Let me give old Pryor a Boom Shakalaka for the $50 super chat. And
amen.
Boom Shakalaka.
Hallelujah. And Boom Shakalaka.
Thank you so much, Pryor. I really appreciate that. That goes a long way to help with shipping. That goes a long way to help with some shipping there. Let's see here. So if you want to support the channel, you can feel free to do that. If you want to buy me a coffee, you're welcome to buy me a coffee in the chat. I'll put a link right here. Buy me a coffee. There we go, right there. And let me grab some other super chats. Make sure I don't miss anyone. Isle Girl just became a member. Thank you. Ben, we appreciate all the truth you share. Thank you so much. We need to keep winning. It might not even be the truth. It's just my opinion. I've been wrong so many times. Ben, the United States is the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world in military assets fighting force. Don't FAFO. We can't beat. We won't be beat. Oh, we can't be beat. We won't be beat. You will lose. God bless our troops. Thank you. Semper Fi Fund, Corporal Omega. I know what you, E4 Mafia right there. Hillary walks free. There is no justice. I'm glad the negativity has crept into your brain. Good morning. Uncompromised one. Thank you, Ben. Appreciate it. Ben, the people that don't have faith in our military forces make me sick. You don't love our country and have faith. Get the hell out. Yeah, move to Iran. It's pretty simple. Memphis conservative. He's in church right now, crossing fingers, hoping it happens again. Love your channel, brother. Great job. Air Force vet here. Respect to squids. My brother was on the USS Sierra, AD-18. And then he put some vulgar language there. Last two words there. I'm not allowed to say that on TV. Martin, set up decoy. Thank you. They went rogue during the Candace crazy. Thank you. DC Power gave away 10 memberships. We always like to get new members on the channel. I don't know if y'all don't like the green screen. I've just got my normal little backdrop back there in the back. It's just here in my office. Josie Cooper, $2 super chat. Geehart, it should be legal to go scorched earth. There we go. Next to Nancy. Russia, China, tell Iran, stand down. Okay. James, thank you, James. James became a member just a couple of days ago. For sure, the IRGC is a threat for 50 years. They've been killing Americans. We can't walk away. The problem will get worse. James, I believe you're right. James, for Bibles and guitars. Thank you. James, I'll use that to help with postage. I've got the Bibles. I've got the guitars. I just need I need a little help with the postage is all I've got. But if you want to support the channel, you can do so right over here with a little Cash App donation or right there by becoming a member. And I think somebody just did that to me. Somebody hit me, baby, one more time. I think that was, what's her face? Britney Spears. Shelly, $10. Thank you so much. Shelly and Jeremy, fight the fight. Thank you, Jeremy. Somebody says mess with Johnny Ballgagger. Yeah, Johnny, I had to ban Johnny. It became a distraction in the chat. And I just couldn't deal with it anymore. And I'll just be honest. it started to bother me personally to the point where it was a distraction. So that's why I banned him. I'm not going to be insulted or berated or whatever. I'm not going to argue with anyone. Proud American dork patriot here. I knew. Let's see here. Vicky became a member. Vicky, you're a great patriot and God loves you. Proud American, Jay Sweets. Dork patriot here. I used to like Joe Rogan. God loves you too. There we go. I think I'm a big fan of Josh Howerton, the pastor. I'm a big fan of this guy to the point where I watch a lot of his stuff, and I'll share this one with you too. It's another one that hit me personally.
How you remember the story of the paralytic dude that gets lowered through the ceiling? So one of the Gospels mentions that happened at Peter's mom's house. So dude, here's what's legit. A few years ago, they start excavating real near that spot. It's this little octagonal, very normal home, from the first century when Jesus was alive. And as they're excavating it, they start noticing, hey, this is real weird. There's this graffiti all over this house. And you can see it. And it says in Koine Greek, Petra, Peter, like all over the thing. And then there's some inscriptions our guy pointed out that it says like something about Jesus Christ. You can see it. Well, you put all the context clues together. Okay, it says they were in Capernaum. They walked out of the synagogue. They went over to Peter's mom's house. They lowered the paralytic. Guys, that is Peter's mother-in-law's house that they have uncovered. That is the spot where those roof wreckers pull the thing off the roof and lower the dude through the hole in the roof. It happened right there. So this whole Luke thing where they're having this debate about the Sabbath happened all right here. So again, I just want to keep pointing this out. Parents, I want to strongly encourage you to stop talking about Bible stories and talk about Bible events, because the Bible really happened. The real Jesus died on a real cross for the real you. And if you give him your life, he can really change it forever. How you remember the story?
What a great story. With that being said, I'm ending there. Oh, and it was called North Texas Nancy. Perfect. Let me ask you this. Would someone design me a shirt that says Dork Patriot? If you can design a shirt that says Dork Patriot and email me the design, I will put it on the store and we can all have Dork Patriot shirts. Jay Sweets, thank you. And North Texas Nancy, $5. I did not mean to get your name wrong. Design a Dork Patriot shirt. I'll have them printed and start selling them. Take care, guys. God bless you.